Yo, it's Brian here. Today, talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, posing the question to you guys, did the team get better after this offseason period? So anything from the draft, free agency, the typical transaction time of the year where everything has happened for this team when players come and go. Going to be looking at this. Should be an interesting one. This is from NinersNation.com, from NFL Network. NFL Network's Jim Trotter answering the question, did the team get better after a quote-unquote wild offseason? Hope you guys do enjoy this video. Today is a Friday. Yes, are we all happy that today is a Friday? Everything is going back to normal, hopefully, in this world. That's all we can hope for right now. Anyways, gonna get the video started, but before I do, as always, please like and subscribe. That definitely helps me out a lot. Click that bell notification, get notified of future videos. Share this channel, share this content with fellow Niner faithfuls. I'm gonna get this video started. 49ers, did they get better after this past offseason? Everything is finally over now in terms of transactions. Well, there's always subject to change with any trades going on during the summer, but I don't believe anything is going to be happening for the 49ers anytime soon. The draft, free agency, the undrafted players, I think everything is pretty much set in stone for the next couple of months. We'll see what the roster takes us to. As of right now, let's take a look on, did the 49ers actually get better this offseason period? The biggest subtractions, as you all know, DeForest, Buckner getting traded to the Indianapolis Colts, Emmanuel Sanders going to the New Orleans Saints, Joe Staley retiring. Those are really the top three big transaction moves that they did in terms of departures. Also, you have Matt Breida, Marquise Goodwin going away via trades as well. The 49ers, in addition, now they got some other players via trades in the draft in particular. They didn't really get anybody in free agency in particular. Travis Benjamin and Joe Walker in particular from San Diego and Arizona respectively. The guys that they got via trade, Trent Williams to replace Joe Staley, Aiyuk to replace Emmanuel Sanders essentially, and Javon Kinlaw to replace DeForest Buckner. Jim Trotter was talking about how the team, quote-unquote, did not really get any better because all they did was just replace players, and that was pretty much it. He does have some good points in terms of that. If you're talking about just upgrades to the positions that they had to go forward with, then I guess not. I guess so. It depends on how the players pan out, to be honest with you. I mean, Javon Kinlaw over DeForest Buckner, that is a bit of a risk. Drafting them really high, 14th overall, but at the same time, you got to think about the supporting cast of their defensive line. You also got Brandon Aiyuk, rookie year. He has some expectations coming on to the 49ers. Can he be like Emmanuel Sanders? I mean, I think the one thing that he doesn't provide that Sanders does is veteran leadership in terms of the NFL locker room. But other than that, if he can play well, then it wouldn't really matter too much, but we'll see what happens during the regular season. I'm assuming he's going to play really well. Williams replacing Staley, I think this was an upgrade, definitely. Not because Staley is a bad player or anything like that, but he was getting up there in age. He was a little bit injury-riddled. He missed a couple of games last year in 2019. He did get better as much as possible near the end of the season, near the Super Bowl, but if you're talking about long-term, Trent Williams, if they do sign him to a long-term deal, that was probably a better move, in my opinion, but we'll see what the contract instills for the next year or two. Trotter overall just said that they didn't get any better. All they did was just replace players, which, as I said, I think that's pretty accurate to say that to, only replace players. But for me, look at the players that they got in the draft and free agency, their upside, I think they got better, in my opinion. Also, you got to look at some other things. The article talks about Jimmy Garoppolo's potential growth even more, Nick Bosa growing even more as well. Another recipe for success for the 49ers. You look at the current players that they have, they're going to get better with this system and getting acclimated to the system even more. So the rookies like Dre Greenlaw, new players like Quan Alexander, D4, they should be able to hone their skills even more, minus any injuries. Running backs, I think they're going to get even better, in my opinion. They did get an undrafted player from, I forgot where, but they got an undrafted running back. He could be potentially a great game changer for the 49ers. I'll be talking about undrafted players probably tomorrow on a Saturday. Look at the roster overall. I believe they got better as a whole roster. Just because you replace players doesn't mean you're going to get better, but in this case, I think the 49ers got better because, one, long-term, you got to think about that. They got better at that. Younger players, maybe that could be a better thing for the 49ers. Maybe they'll struggle a little bit early on in the regular season, but then when it comes to game 2, game 3, they'll get even better just because they're getting acclimated to the NFL. For me personally, I think they got better in terms of the whole offseason programs. Really, did they have to do too much? Not really. So it's kind of scary that the 49ers, in my opinion, they got better this offseason without really adding or subtracting too many things. They didn't lose everybody in free agency. When teams do go to the Super Bowl, when they don't have a lot of cap money, you see the LA Rams, they have to pretty much dismantle their roster. Essentially, the 49ers, luckily, they haven't had to dismantle their roster. Kansas City Chiefs, they brought back pretty much all their starters from the Super Bowl. That's pretty interesting. So we might be on the collision course to play them in the Super Bowl yet again, which I would love to see another rematch between us two. Look at the 49ers. I think they got better, in my opinion, just because of the upside that these players that they got overall, and long term, I think they're going to be even more better. You never know. We'll see what happens. The only thing you can answer this question is how they perform on the field. I predict that they would be big impact players come 2020. That's pretty much it, you guys. Pretty quick video right here. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Did the 49ers get better this offseason as a whole, from free agency to the draft, to trades, anything like that? I'd like to hear what you got to say in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to help me out a lot. I'll be catching you guys up tomorrow on a Saturday. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love you. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day. Hot boys.